Previously, a noble boy, Seal on the verge of death, makes a contract with the devil. With the contract done, the devil, now disguised as Seal's butler, Sebastian, shall serve him till the end of his life. Sebastian helps Seal carry out Queen's various tasks as well as serve him. Until now, Sebastian and Seal hunted down drug dealers, solved the Jack the Ripper case, taught disobedient guests lessons, and handled various mishaps. The servants of the Phantom Hive house chant happily, making their way towards a supposed resort, only to go pale once they arrive at the entrance of Houndsworth. A dreary tree laden with dog collars and littered with skulls greets them. Earlier, Seal had explained bear baiting to Sebastian, a brutal game where dogs are unleashed onto a tied bear till its death. Though declared illegal in a village, Houndsworth, the ill-fated practice now known as dog baiting still takes place. Seal has been told to handle the situation under the pretext of turning the location into the Queen's health resort. The group soon arrives at the village, coming across its strange residents chatting lullabies of a great hound that kills and is littered with dogs barking and caged. A young lad, James, plays with one of the friendly ones. Sebastian comments on how he dislikes the creatures. Soon they arrive at Barrymore's house and welcomed by a beautiful maid, Angela. She immediately catches Finian's attention. However, it's soon revealed that Angela is treated poorly by the Lord. He whips her, angered at bringing a kid, Seal, inside. Sebastian stops him on Seal's orders as Seal introduces himself as the Queen's messenger, much to Barry's dissatisfaction. Nevertheless, they sit down and Barrymore immediately rejects the resort plan, reasoning that there's a curse upon this land. Seal is intrigued to witness this so-called curse. Later, the servants and Angela chat when she's summoned by the Lord and rushes. Accidentally, May peeps on Barry, cooing up to Angela lustily in the bedroom. Meanwhile, Finian feels the strange presence of another person around. That night, Angela enters Seal's room and begs him and Sebastian to leave when suddenly a howl breaks through, making Angela shriek that it's the demon hound. Just then, Seal catches the shadow of a massive hound and magical paw prints of the hound are found outside. The demon hound has taken James' life. Barrymore warns the Phantom Hive of the curse again, stating that the demon hound protects the Barrymores and punishes whoever disobeys him. The next day, as the servants swim in the lake, Seal utters something to Sebastian. That day, the villagers gather around to dog bait James' dog, making Finian rush to the poor dog's defense, joined by his friends. It makes the villagers rage and tie them up to bait as well. Barrymore threatens them to put the Queen's plan off or die. However, Sebastian finally arrives. He had been told by Seal to investigate and expose Barry's trickery. The demon hound does not exist. It's a facade by Barry to keep the village under his fear and command. Sebastian removes the piece of Barry's trousers from James' dog as proof that the dog had bitten Barry to stop him from killing his master. Enraged, the villagers carry Barrymore off, putting him behind bars. However, just as Seal announces the case is closed, Barry's found missing with only a splat of heavy blood in his cell. Freaked, a villager arrives at the manor, informing that the demon hound's back. Seal, Sebastian, and the servants rush outside to find the villagers chanting for forgiveness from the hound as Barrymore's lifeless body lays limp in the dog baiting area. Sebastian notices that he's missing an arm as Angela falls unconscious, horrified. Back at the residence, the Phantom Hive house discusses the situation. Sebastian confirms that it was surely no human doing, which worries Seal. However, Sebastian feels that there might be a real demon hound. At night, Finian tries to check on Angela, but is spooked by the gloomy atmosphere. Joined by May, they stroll towards Angela's room to find a strange man all over her. Finian gets extremely jealous and storms off. The next morning, Finian's covered with eye bags and avoidant of Angela, rushing off again once Angela grows concerned about his tiredness. He sits by himself, all gloomy, when May rushes to him. Together, they hurry to Seal, informing them that Angela has gone missing. Baldroy reveals that she had gone out to pick herbs for Finian since he had not been well. Finian feels gutted and storms off again to find Angela, joined by Baldroy, Tanaka, and May. Outside, they wander around to find Angela when they come across mounds with human limbs sticking out. Quickly, they hide as the strange man they had seen in Angela's room last night strolls out, shuffling Barrymore's severed arm on the mound. However, disappears once they are interrupted by the crowd of villagers making their way. Finian leaves them to find the man, followed by May, Tanaka, and Baldroy, and comes to a litter of ruins. That is where the towering body of a snarling demon hound emerges from the heavy fog. Finian notices Angela's apron stuck in its massive claws. Enraged, he jumps at it only to be thrown off. Just as the hound's about to kill him, Sebastian appears, saving the day again. He holds back the hound's claw, commenting on how light it is before throwing the creature off. As the hound gets back up to attack, Sebastian brings out the Inuko dog food, and with a series of rewards and punishments, tames the feared demon hound in a jiffy. With the sprout of a hot spring, Sebastian emerges with the hound, now turned into the strange naked man. Just then, Angela arrives, calling out to the man as Pluto as it hops off to her. Angela then explains that Barrymore had feared the hound more than anyone. Hence, upon finding Pluto, she kept it a secret, afraid of what Barry might do if he caught him. Surprisingly, she begs Seal to take Pluto back to the estate with him, and he agrees. Soon, the village starts undergoing construction for the resort, and the Phantom Hive house prepares to return. Angela bids them goodbye, even giving Finian a goodbye kiss. However, before leaving, Sebastian doubtfully comments on Angela's talent for taming a demon hound. May, Baldroy, and Finian stand before Seal in his office when Seal announces that he has a job for them. Reading out a camera, he introduces it as the Talbot camera. Tanaka explains that the camera supposedly belongs to William Henry Talbot, one of the inventors of photographic technology. However, rumor prevails that when a picture's taken from it, whoever the subject thinks fondly of would also appear in the photo. Seal gets behind the camera and clicks a picture of Finian. He stands meekly in it with a little bird behind him. Finian exclaims, saying that it's his little birdie that he loved dearly before it passed away, making Tanaka add that the only beings shown in the picture are otherworldly beings or the dead. With that, Seal orders them to take a candid picture of Sebastian. He wishes to see who Sebastian fondly thinks of, and the room immediately grows excited with curiosity. Just like that, May, Baldroy, and Finian start stalking Sebastian around the house as he goes about doing the chores. Stalking him at the library, trying to pin him with a table, and even Seal framing him to come to fix his bow, giving the servants a chance to click the photo. All of which eventually fail. Defeated and tired, they wonder how to accomplish the impossible mission when Sebastian appears. He has had enough of the three annoying him and gives them the job of hiding the massive hound they have brought back, reasoning that they'll be visited by a guest soon. Nevertheless, they fail at that as well, and it's Sebastian who has to handle the now obsessed Pluto. Finian, May, and Baldroy stand failed, with blurry pictures before Seal as he thinks hard on the matter. Suddenly, Lau barges in, claiming he has the perfect plan laid out. Soon, Sebastian welcomes the guest, and as they walk up the stairs, on the railing sits a buxom woman that makes the man stop in his tracks. Unfortunately, Sebastian's unwavering once again puts the plans to fail. Inside the meeting room, Tanaka, Sebastian, and the man discuss the Phantom Hive company matters. At the end of it, the man asks for a portrait, yet Sebastian declines. With everything failing, Seal decides to handle the matter himself. He walks outside and asks Finian to lunge a stone statue at him. However, just as it crashes onto Seal, Sebastian appears, taking the hit and shielding Seal. They surround Sebastian and finally take a picture. However, Sebastian comments that he'd have posed if Seal had asked him, making him embarrassed. That night, as the servants develop the picture, Pluto breaks in, destroying it, obviously ordered by Sebastian. Sebastian then finds Seal sleeping and sneakily takes a picture. In the picture, the otherworldly being that Seal cares for appears to be Sebastian, but it only confuses the poor staff since Pluto's also present, though it doesn't stop Sebastian from teasing Seal for caring for him so much in the morning. A man flees in the dark of the night with a strange ring, chased by men who had initially stolen it. However, a hatter figure appears, telling him that he isn't a worthy owner, before throwing him dead into the River Thames. The next day, a vibrant Frost Fair festival is set up over the Thames. Seal and Sebastian stroll, coming across a shop. They notice a fake version of Noah's Ark originally made by the Phantom Hive's Futon Company. That's when Shield notices the Scotland Yard officer, Fred. Somewhere, Elizabeth and her attendant Paula are also there to find a fitting gift for Seal, including the men from the last night that had chased the fleeing man, still looking for the ring. Sebastian and Seal sit with Fred at a Chinese eatery as he explains to Seal that a man who stole an exceptionally precious ring was found frozen in the river. However, the ring was nowhere to be found. Law appears, remarking about the diamond ring of hope that startles Fred. He sharply turns the conversation towards Seal, who explains that only 2 rings of hope exist. It is passed down from generations, and one lies in Seal's very finger. Seal then extends his help in finding the ring. Meanwhile, as Elizabeth and Paula wander around, the strange hatter man passes by them, smiling. Fred, Seal, and Sebastian arrive at the Undertaker's shop, who had supposedly dealt with the body which had been discovered. Yet he only laughs and takes them to an ice statue that wears the ring. As Fred tries to procure it, the judges of the ice sculpture contest object, saying that the ring would only be given away as a prize in the contest. Seal agrees and orders Sebastian to win the contest. The Irish men who had chased the dead man also noticed the ring and entered the contest. Out at the fair, Paula tells Elizabeth about the contest, but she doesn't pay any attention and only feels guilty for breaking Seal's family ring, which is why she wants to get him a gift. Suddenly, she notices the fake Noah's Ark and decides to buy it. At the contest, the contestants line up, showcasing one sculpture after another and all the judges. Law presents a rather erotic one, though. Upon Sebastian's turn, he amazes the crowd by presenting the remarkable sculpture of Noah's Ark that further reveals to show the beasts within it. It moves the judges and takes a clear win. Seeing no prospect of winning, the Irish men terrorize the crowd and reveal explosives. However, Sebastian is quick on his feet, confusing them and having them break the ice beneath as he and Seal stay afloat on the ice ark. Though the ring's lost, the men are caught at last. At Elizabeth's home, she's saddened at the fake Noah Ark when she finds the Ring of Hope within it. Meanwhile, the strange Hatter man informs an unknown person of the ring, finally finding its worthy master. As the servants tend to the manor, they complain how the atmosphere is too gloomy despite it's time for Seal's birthday. Just then, Elizabeth shows up. Rushing into the manor, she pounces onto Seal, excited to give him the gift. However, upon seeing that his family ring is still intact, she quickly takes the gift back and runs off. Once she's left, Sebastian asks Seal to hold a party, only to be declined as he's still haunted by the memories of his parents dying on his 10th birthday. Meanwhile, Elizabeth and Paula are stuck in the traffic when the ring suddenly starts to glow. Elizabeth peers outside to find the strange Hatter man and fall into a trance, following his strange music to a shop with realistic dolls peering from the window. She enters to find the Hatter sitting before her. He sighs about how the ring has not chosen her as master before getting close, remarking on her eyes and commenting that she seems sad. Immediately, Elizabeth wells up and spills her worry about failing to give Seal a perfect present. The Hatter shows her all the strange objects in the shop before saying that the most precious gift is Elizabeth herself. Back at the Phantom Hive, Seal receives a report about Elizabeth going missing and a letter from the Queen informing about the missing girls, each of whom had been sent the Ring of Hope. Immediately, he and Sebastian head out, with Seal giving Sebastian orders to collect information. Meanwhile, the Hatter informs his master that the preparations for the next doll are ready. In the dark of the night, the Red Reaper is also jumping about. Now alone to find Elizabeth, Seal is left with Pluto, who's a bit rash to handle. He gives her a piece of Elizabeth's scent to track, only for him to rush off after other dogs and suddenly encounter the Reaper. He stands there exclaiming, only to be ignored as Pluto rushes past him, leading Seal to the very shop Elizabeth had arrived at earlier. Together with the Reaper, Seal burst into the shop to find Pluto gnawing at a doll looking like Elizabeth. It has one of Elizabeth's bows on it. Inside the shop, they find a door leading to a strange, cartoonish mansion. Immediately, Seal asks the Reaper to protect him. In return, he'd grant him any wish. Hearing that he'll be allowed to do whatever he wishes to Sebastian, the Red Reaper erratically accepts. Seal then walks into the mansion only to be strangled by a realistic doll of a girl from one of the kidnapped cases. The Reaper quickly takes it down when the doors open and the Hatter steps out singing. He comments that the doll is a failure and unleashes others onto them. Leaving the dolls to Pluto and Reaper, Seal hurries inside, ignoring the chanting music of the Hatter and rushing into the room to find the noble seal on the ground. The same seal that was branded onto him on his 10th birthday. Suddenly, he finds Sebastian at the window, who remarks how nothing good ever happens on Seal's birthday and questions if he's gonna allow Elizabeth to fall like his parents do now. Elizabeth reminisces when Seal used to be all lively and happy. After the death of his parents and the fire, he disappeared only to return without a smile. Though Elizabeth loves him and has a good bond with him, now they only seem to be running in circles. She sits in the dark room, all dolled up and stiff. In the room, Seal finds Sebastian's words offensive and asks him to take them back when the strange music starts going off again. From the doors that burst in the dolls, however, Sebastian has realized that they are controlled by the music and recites it back to them while snapping all their necks. Just then, the Hatter enters, commenting that Seal now belongs to his master since he wears the Ring of Hope that he sends out to his targets. Seal will be made into a doll of silver and gold. However, Sebastian only mockingly starts singing before picking Seal up and exiting. Once Sebastian lands with Seal safely, he's greeted with a strong slap from Seal. Seal angrily reasons that he has ordered Sebastian to save Elizabeth. Sebastian replies that his first priority will be Seal, making Seal pull on the Ring of Hope and remarking that he shall protect him harder then. The two of them hear Pluto's howls and follow to the tower to find the Red Reaper with him. They let Pluto guide them as they follow him up to a strange room littered with doll parts. By the wall sits Elizabeth. Seal rushes up to her to realize that Elizabeth had wanted to give him the Ring of Hope she had found when suddenly the Hatter starts controlling her body. She cries at her body against her will, attacks Seal as Sebastian protects him. Reaper, who can't be bothered much, ignores the chaos only to pounce into action once Sebastian lovingly asks him to. The Reaper efficiently cuts off the puppet string as Elizabeth falls limp. However, the Hatter immediately restrains the three of them. Sebastian looks up, asking him what he's made of before distracting him with a weapon and zooming up to strike him in the head. As the Hatter falls, it's revealed that he too was a mere doll. Weakly, Elizabeth tells Seal that she wishes to give him a birthday party, to which Seal agrees to. However, the Hatter is still alive. He stands up, stumbling, and walks over, murmuring to inform his master. Opening the door to a room, he finally collapses to the ground as Sebastian, Reaper, and Seal enter it. On the chair facing the window sits a man with Pluto tamed at his feet. He comments on how Seal is impure, and that he shall not allow him to live before maniacally muttering. However, once they approach him, he's just another cloth doll as a tiny scary puppet sprouts up from its lap and runs away. Sebastian remarks that the man truly controlling them is not here, and they shall return. With the Reaper taking his leave, Sebastian and Seal return to the manor with Elizabeth saved. Somewhere, Fred reviews papers and finds that it's Seal's birthday. However, Sir Arthur informs him that he's the Queen's watchdog. Later, Elizabeth finally throws Seal a birthday party and becomes content with seeing him happy. However, the problem is still alive. Outside, the small puppet runs around before it is caught by Angela from Houndsworth.